So you just got your new Pixel and you're wondering what to do next after the setup process. So here's a few things you can do. So the first thing you need to do is go to your settings, system update, and make sure you're running the latest version. Mine's December 2020, which brings a whole heap of features. It is a part of Pixel feature drop. So first up, we'll start with Google Photos. With the new update and the sky editor, you can make the sky look the way you want. It's a pretty handy feature. So now Google Photos can actually tell when it's a photo of a sky or a person, and you can add sky effects or portrait lighting depending on what you're shooting. And if you haven't already, just turn on Now Playing feature. Now it can actually let you create playlists on YouTube Music once you enable Now Playing, and you can just select a day or a few songs and then add them to a playlist automatically. Along with Now Playing goes Always On Display, which basically keeps your display on and shows what's playing, or your notification icons and weather show up without even turning on the screen, and it's very power efficient. Probably just consumes about 1% per hour. The other setting you need to change is the colors. Some people prefer high saturated colors like Samsung phones normally do, and some people prefer natural true to life colors like boosted or natural on the Pixel settings. You can set it based on what you want or what you prefer. I like boosted, but sometimes I go adaptive. The other thing you need to activate ASAP is dark mode. Not only is it easy on the eyes, it also saves a lot of battery life, because how OLED works is only the white or colored pixels consume battery, and the black dark pixels, they don't consume any battery. So you can also schedule dark mode based on sunset and sunrise, or you can manually set it as you need it from the notification shade. Now, this feature almost misses most of the headlines, but there is a feature in the camera called Night Sight, which lets you take pictures in pitch black conditions with high quality results. So I'll just share a couple of photos with and without night sight here so you can have a look for yourself. You can also select far or near focus if you're having trouble with autofocus, and also if you have a Pixel 5 or 4a 5G, you can even take portrait pictures. The other camera feature we need to talk about is tap to focus and tracking autofocus. So you can see right now I'm demoing, if I move my phone around, the focus basically just stays spot on without losing or refocusing the subject, which is pretty handy when you're shooting fast moving objects like dogs or kids. The other thing you need to change on your Pixel is launch the camera app and go to settings and make sure your video resolution is set to full 4K 30 FPS and video stabilization to on, which helps you get nice and smooth videos. There are a few different modes that are now available after November update that lets you do smooth pans that I have here demoed, and you can also do time lapses. The other overlooked feature is the Recorder app, which lets you record audio and transcribe it for you. In the day and age where everyone is studying and working from home, if you have a video call or a video meeting with someone and you want to note it down without having to actually note it down, just hit record and it will transcribe as it goes. Of course, it isn't perfect because it's doing everything offline, but it is a good place to start, and you can even export it to Google Docs once it's done and you can start editing without starting from scratch. The other feature is live captions. So if you're watching a video or if you're in a place where you can't have loud audio and you don't have your headphones, you can turn on live captions. So on any video or music or really anywhere there's speech, you can turn on live captions and it will transcribe anything that's playing through the speaker, even if it's muted, and it will show as subtitles on the screen. Now this is handy on calls where you can't hear the other person very clearly. Say you're in a loud area and with a lot of noise, you can't hear from the earpiece. You can turn on live captions during calls as well, and the caller, whatever they say, will be transcribed to you and you can see it. Of course, it only supports English at the moment, but Google has said that they'll be adding more languages to live captions for offline recognition. Now, gestures, most of you people already know if you've used a Nexus or a Pixel device, but we'll go through them anyway. So there's the first one where you swipe on the fingerprint sensor to pull down your notification shade, and there is double tap to launch the camera. There is a shake to change to the selfie camera. There's flip to shush, which basically enables do not disturb if you turn your phone upside down. There is tap to wake, so if your phone screen is sleeping, you just tap to wake it and it will wake up the display. There's lift to check, so when you take out the phone from your pocket, you don't have to press the power button. the phone's already awake and you can see any existing notification. The prevent ringing function, or a quick silent, or you can call it the iPhone toggle, which basically mutes the phone completely with a quick press of the buttons. That way, if you're in a situation where you don't want your phone to ring, it won't ring, it will just completely get muted. And the last one is power menu. So power menu on Android 11 on your Pixel will have smart home controls. So you can control your lights, your smart plugs, your smart things, everything from the power button, which is pretty handy if you don't want to use your voice. Extreme battery saver will disable all apps except the apps that you choose that you want to run in background. So you would add it to the exceptions list, and that app will stay awake. Everything else will be disabled and you'll get the maximum battery out of your Pixel. The other feature is Google Assistant and Google Assistant voice match. So if you have a phone locked with the lock screen and fingerprint, you can still access Google Assistant and full features if you have voice match enabled. So you can just say, and it will unlock the phone. It will do whatever you need to do and lock the phone back again once the command has been executed. I'd like to give an honorable mention to Action Blocks, which is a downloadable app on Play Store, which will let you trigger routines from your home screen without opening Google Assistant or without summoning Google using the hot word. So try that out. There are various other things, but these are the things that I think are a good starting point for starting to get the most out of your Pixel. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to check out my other videos up on the screen. Hit like, comment if you have a question, and I'll see you guys in the next one.